Israel's prime ministers warned the Lebanese people that they face destruction on the same scale as Gaza unless they reject Hezbollah. Benjamin Netanyahu said if the group needed to stop fighting, the group needed to stop fighting, or Lebanon would topple into the abyss of the long war. He asserted Israel had killed another possible replacement for the assassinated head of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, but the IDF later said it could not confirm the death of Hashim Safieddine. Lebanese media said the latest Israeli attacks had caused devastation in the south and east of the Lebanese capital Beirut. Well, joining me now are our Middle East correspondents Yolande Nell in Jerusalem and Lena Shab in Beirut. Let's turn to Yolande first. Yolande, we've just heard these new evacuation orders coming from the Israel Defense Forces. What more do you know about that?
Well, on the ground in southern Lebanon, the fighting does remain intense. We've heard in the past day about more Israeli soldiers having been injured. Israel has moved its ground offensive not just from the eastern part of the border but across to the southwest. Now has 4 military divisions involved in this ground offensive, though it's still insisting that it's a limited and targeted operation that is going on there. At the same time, I should say there have also been different fronts. We've got what's still happening in Gaza, particularly there in the north. Israeli ground forces surrounding Jabalia. According to reports, the Israeli military has also been telling people there that they have to leave. This appears to be the third time that the Israeli military is sending its ground forces into that area that historically has been seen as a stronghold of Hamas. We've also had these reports overnight, which the Israeli military has not confirmed, of an airstrike in Damascus in Syria, as well said to have killed a number of civilians, according to the Syrian state news agency.
Okay, Yen, do stay with us. Let's just bring Lena Shab in Butte. Lena, we just heard from Yolande about those new evacuation orders. What's the feeling where you are as more people in Lebanon are being forced to leave their homes?
Well, basically here in the southern suburb of Beirut that has been under Israeli airstrikes for several days now, perhaps over a week, 2 weeks since the assassination of the late leader Hassan Nasrallah, and still overnight attacks are taking place. Israeli warnings are still continuing for people to evacuate, but this is a big sway of residential area where building after building, street after street are being evacuated and people are running for safety. The government here says, like normal, almost 900 shelters are filled up with displaced people and more people are on the run. We can still see people sleeping on the streets, people running to mountains, and many are still trying to escape outside the country completely. But this is like really a worrying situation for all the lean, especially with messages coming from Israeli Prime Minister Mr. Netanyahu saying you either give up on Hezbollah, fight Hezbollah, or Lebanon will face similar destiny to Gaza. I mean, the Lebanese here, they didn't have a say when Hezbollah was armed, or when it was taking a decision to fight Israel, and such an action could really drag the country into internal conflict, not only an external one with Israel.
Well, I just wanted to pick up on that because you mentioned that video address from Benjamin Netanyahu. What more reaction has the Lebanese government had to what Mr. Netanyahu has been saying?
Well, there hasn't been yet an official reaction from the Lebanese government, but many people took to social media and expressed their concern about a foreign country interfering in internal politics and dictating what people has to think, act, and do and be, because of the fear that even those who are opposing Hezbollah and the policies of Hezbollah, it's not the time to fight internally. They want peace for the country, they want ceasefire, and they don't want to create yet another tension internally, based on sectarian or political view, that could drag the country into another, civil war. They've already high price for that.
I'm just going to bring Yolande in once more as well, thank you. For that, Lena, Yolande, we're hearing that Benjamin Netanyahu is going to be speaking to President Joe Biden today. The relationship between Israel and the U.S. hugely significant when it comes to trying to de-escalate this. What's your analysis about how crucial this particular call could be given where we are in this ongoing conflict?
Well, the U.S. remains Israel's closest ally, but we have seen consistently over the past year that, despite its great influence, it hasn't always been able to limit Israeli actions, and we're expecting the main focus of this phone call to be really about Israel's response to that massive attack by Iran last week, where it fired close to 200 ballistic missiles at Israel. We've had the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying that Iran will pay the price. Iran said it was acting in response to high-profile assassinations, the invasion of southern Lebanon as well, and it has said that there will be vast destruction if Israel hits back. So there's really a lot of fear going on in the background here about the increased likelihood of a wider war now. When it comes to the relationship between these two leaders, it's important to state, I think, that it does seem to have become much more testy, much more mistrustful in recent weeks because of the conduct of the war in Gaza, because of these increased suspicions that what Israel has pitched as being an operation of a certain size against Hezbollah in Lebanon is increasingly deepening and could go on for much longer there with the fighting than many had originally anticipated. Thanks for watching this video.